Alright, welcome everybody. Got another KC Tool unboxing. This is some stuff I ordered probably a couple months ago, and I had some things on back order, so it didn't ship for a while. And then it's been sitting around waiting to be opened for the past couple weeks. I kind of forgot all the stuff that I ordered in here, so some of this might be a little bit of a refresher to me. Okay, so first thing up, we got a Wera screwdriver with a special drive on it. So these are what is known as a PlusMinus drive. So there's two types. There's one for a posi drive, and then there's one for a Phillips. The main reason I got these, we use these European style breakers all the time for some boxes that we build at work. For some reason, these always come with a posi drive slotted screw, and there's probably been dozens of these that have been thrown away because people use Phillips screws on them. So let me zoom in a bit and I'll show you what I mean. So hopefully this is turning up, but you can see how that screw right there is all knurled up. So basically what's going to happen there, the ferrule end of the cable, it's not going to have enough torque on it. Now you could still use this if you used a slotted drive in there. If your QA guy is any good, he's going to spot that and probably reject it. So the other side is the same thing, but it's not quite as bad. So here's one right here that's brand new, just to show you what they look like when they're not all knurled up. And for us Americans, when we see that style drive, we automatically think of Phillips. You can see those little crosses there that indicate that it's actually a posi drive. And part of the problem with putting a posi drive on a production floor is people end up picking it up and using it for Phillips screws, which is just as bad as using a Phillips on a posi drive. I think it may actually be worse. So luckily this PlusMinus drive is specifically engineered for this terminal. So I'm going to give this to one of the assemblers, and I'll get their feedback on how they like using it. It may end up being that they never use it, but at least it'll be there. Hopefully it'll save us from throwing some of these away. But really, I think the industry needs to switch to like Torx or something like that, because I'm sure this happens all the time. I'm guessing from the amount of times I've seen it. So we'll see if we can get that in the hands of the guys who do the wiring and see how they like it, because it definitely feels like it fits really well in there. And one thing you'll see is this has basically a step in it right there. So there's like a smooth transition to the insulated part. So there's no worry about that hitting when you screw in, but it looks like there's enough clearance anyway. So we'll see how that works out. So next thing up, I ordered a couple of bits, and so I also ordered a bit, a PlusMinus bit. This one's a Phillips. And then I ordered a couple of Torx bits here. So first, before that, we got a NWS sticker that they included in the number 2 bit. But I ordered a couple of interesting Torx bits. So these may look all the same, but they actually are all different styles. So this one right here is what they call the Wedge Torx bit, and apparently it has a profile in there that's supposed to give you a little bit more torque. There's some kind of draft or something on the profile. This one is supposed to have a holding function built into it. So here's a closer look at that. I'm not really sure where the holding function comes into that, but we'll have to test that out. So then I got one that's just their standard Torx bit. So yeah, it does look like the profiles are slightly different on these. And they're all T25s, which is a common size that I use for stainless steel wood screws. So we'll do some experimentation with these and see which profile I end up liking the best. And I picked up another one of these screw holders. There's actually 3 sizes of these. and I wanted to pick up one of the other sizes so I could get a full idea of how useful it's going to be. And hopefully I'll get around to reviewing that in the near future. We've got the brand new Hazet 916 HP Ratchet. So this is actually a new product from them. Yeah, there's a couple of interesting features about this. The first one I've noticed, and I've done a little bit of research on this to try to find out if there's any other ratchet handles that do this. But you notice the step right here. Every ratchet that has a comfort grip that I've ever seen, it's never been built into the actual forge to make it a smooth transition here. So there's actually a step right there, and they slide the handle on. Normally it's just basically a bare piece of metal and they slide the handle on. So that's something that I haven't heard anybody mention before, but that's definitely a unique feature that I've never seen. But I'm sure there's somebody out there who has done it before. So the other claim to fame about this ratchet is that you can see here the 1000 Newton meter advertisement. So the DIN ISO standard for a 1/2 inch drive, I believe, is around 500 Newton meters. So what they're saying is that their ratchet is twice as strong as the DIN ISO standard, but I'm sure a lot of manufacturers actually make it slightly higher than the 500. I guess what they're saying is that this is essentially an indestructible ratchet. You would probably end up breaking your socket well before you break this actual ratchet. So we'll have to get into this a little bit further, but it's looking like a pretty nice product so far. So the final thing I got here in this lot was a couple of replacement legs for a gigantic puller that I picked up off eBay. So the legs end up costing about the same much as the original puller did. So the nice thing is it actually came with the bolts. I wasn't sure if they were going to come with them, so I hadn't yet ordered any replacements. But basically it came with everything except for one of these pieces right here. So obviously, you can't order just this piece, so I had to order the entire replacement leg. So I think I'm going to turn this into a project where I make this into like a little mini press. So hopefully I'll get around to working on that project. I know I got a lot of unfinished projects. I still have to... Yeah, that concrete saw is still in pieces. I'm trying to collect the parts for it, but a couple of them have been hard to come by. But I'm sure I'll get it done eventually. I've had projects that have taken over 5 years before, so no worries if it takes a couple years. Alright guys, well I think that's going to wrap it up for this one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that, and I'll catch you guys next time.